It is a nice cool fall morning here in Virginia, and there's going to be some excitement here in a few minutes. Ryan just called. He's almost home. He's getting ready to pull up the driveway here with a brand new goat that we just got. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm really excited to see it for the first time. This is going to be our male goat, our buck, and from the pictures, he looks really pretty. While we're waiting on Ryan, I want to show you this hydrangea right here. It's turning the prettiest shade of pink. We have limelight hydrangeas all along the east side of our house, and most of those are turning brown. I didn't water them as well as I should have this summer, so they never turned that really pretty burgundy color that limelight hydrangeas typically turn for me. But this one here on the north side of the house has been in full shade all summer, and it's starting to turn a really pretty burgundy color. I love the way it looks with all the dew on it from the morning too. I see an even pinker one over here. See, this is kind of a good example. You can see multiple colors at once. This is how they look like most of the summer. They start out this really pretty light green color, and then they turn to white, and then they slowly start to fade into this antique burgundy pink. And this color will overtake the entire flower head. Speaking of flowers, I love the way the dew hits the roses. It's so pretty. I assume these little hydrangeas here in front of the house have turned the pink color because they've been protected from the hot summer sun and have received more shade because they're in full shade all day. The ones on the east side of the house look a little crispy. I just love the morning time. I think the spider webs look really pretty on all the plants with the morning dew hitting them. There's a little bit of a burgundy undertone to these hydrangea blooms. However, for the most part, they kind of just skipped over the light, pretty pink burgundy color and went straight to brown, which I think still looks nice for fall. It matches all the fall leaves around here. The trees are just starting to turn colors for fall. There are some that are a little more vibrant than others. It'll be interesting to see how the fall colors on all the leaves on the trees turn out this year, because we have had a little bit of a drier summer, and I think that contributes to the amount of color we get. I see Ryan coming down the driveway, so let's go look at this new goat. Ryan's here. Ryan just got here with the goat. I've seen some pictures, but this is the first time I've ever actually seen this goat in person. Hello.
Hi, bud.
I like his polka dots.
He's a yearling born this year, and he is ready to join our females. You're gonna be happy in about 10 minutes.
Up until this point, we've only had female goats, and so now this is our male goat to start our breeding program. I think he's cute with all the dappling polka dots all over him. We're gonna drive the goat over to where the ladies are. They're kind of in the field on the other side of this grove of trees. So let's hop in the truck and drive him over there. I'm sure he'll be pretty excited to join his new ladies. Just noticed a snake in the parking lot. It just looks like a little baby, and it looks like it's dead.
I don't think they've seen him. Truck, and maybe they smell the goat and they're not so sure yet. I don't know, I guess, but.
What do you think, girl? They're following you. He smells them. We'll see how this goes here. Back up. Keep coming. You want to like actually go over the fence?
Yeah.
All right, stop. All right, so we just backed up over the fence a little bit. Don't worry, we turned it off. And Ryan's just gonna try to lift the crate.
You guys aren't gonna like jump on each other, are you?
Get the halter off.
Oh, that's one way to do it.
Ryan's running over to the Energizer to turn the fence on real quick because he was kind of making a beeline straight to the fence. I'm not sure this goat's ever actually been in an electric fence before, so hopefully he gets used to it pretty quickly here. Wasn't quite sure how that would go, but that went pretty smoothly so far. They're all sniffing each other and trying to see who this new character is coming into their field. He just ended up jumping off the tailgate. Ryan was initially going to try to lift him and put him into the field with the other goats, but he was just ready to get out of that dog crate and join his new ladies. Oh, the younger one is giving it a run for its money. The head butting is just completely normal. That's kind of how goats establish their pecking order.
So we got the buck in with the does. They're just kind of feeling each other out. I think he's about a year old. He's a yearling. He was born in either January or February. So he's a little on the smaller side, at least for now. But he is young. And some of our does are pretty small too, so I think it works out all right. Yeah, he's a little smaller. Like the other ones around there, they're pretty big. The matriarch is checking them out.
The bigger white one with the brown on its head is typically the head honcho around here. Let's ask the kids what they think. Do you guys like our new goat?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you like him?
Yes. Yes. A lot and a lot.
A lot and a lot? The kids like the new goat. I think his spotting will add some pretty color to our herd, which will be nice. I like when things are cute.
So we got this buck from a farm not too far away from our house. And that farm, they were getting rid of their herd. They had done goats for about 30 years and we're getting older and wanted to get out of it. So they had several bucks available for sale. They had some red ones, some dappled ones like this. And the dappling is just the coloring. I think you would say that that one right there is dappled. So some of our does are dappled, but most of them aren't. We like that look, so we wanted some dappling in our herd. They had some other bucks that were all red that looked really good. But we wanted the dappling to introduce that into our herd and to have some kids that we can sell that are dappled. Like they're just checking each other out a little bit. We have some free choice mineral here for them. So they can come up and eat from that mineral bowl anytime they want. And that just has a mixture of all the minerals that are good for them.
Goats are here right next to where we have our sheep and our chickens. They're just right over here across the way. I wanted to move these goats into this grove of trees sooner rather than later because we have lots and lots of daffodils all throughout this grove of trees that are wild. There used to be a home site here in this grove of trees, so I imagine whoever owned that home site is responsible for all the beautiful daffodils. I want the goats to clear out all the poison ivy and brush before the daffodils start to sprout. I've actually noticed a few daffodils sprouting already, which is a little unusual. Typically they don't sprout here till January, February. That way, this coming spring, when all the daffodils are blooming, it'll all be cleared out and really nice to enjoy. So the goats' next move is gonna be from here into this grove of trees to clear up all that stuff. They're gonna really enjoy that. It's pretty thick in there right now though.
They're on there. How we put a whistle?
Thank you, sweetie. I love being a boy mom. Look what one of my kids just brought me. Isn't that sweet? As far as breeding our animals go, we're checking things off the list this weekend. We just got our male goat, our buck, in, and we've lined up a time to get a ram for our sheep too. That'll be here in a few weeks. We'll be sure to show you guys him once we get him. Hey, rooster. The sun is really hitting the rooster's feathers and giving it that iridescent kind of blue tint today. I think it's so pretty. There's so many analogies for sheep in the Bible. I feel like Jesus would approve of having sheep. We've really enjoyed owning the sheep so far anyway. This coming spring is going to be pretty busy. We're going to have baby goats and baby sheep here on the property, as well as chickens, but we always do chickens. So it's going to be a fun yet exciting time this spring. So if you're not subscribed, follow along so you don't miss lots of cuteness and activity here this spring. Speaking of babies, this little guy keeps yanking my hair. The one day I don't put my hair in a clip. Really? You got a flower for me? 2 of them? Oh, thanks, boys. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. The boys just brought me more flowers. Oh, they're so cute. I don't know if you can tell, but the grass is so much greener where the sheep have just come from versus where they haven't been yet. This is grass they've already been in a few weeks ago, and over there they haven't been there yet. This stuff is just so rich and vibrant compared to over there. Pretty fast. They're doing a good job fertilizing. There were more animals hanging out in the garden this morning, so let's go check out the damage from that. I just can't quite get over how gorgeous of a day it is today. It really is the perfect temperature, and all the leaves are just looking beautiful, and the sky's blue. It's a good day to be alive. It definitely makes my heart happy to enjoy a fall day like this with the family. And I think Lucy's having a pretty good time too. She's enjoying our walk, and she's running real fast next to us. We need to come up with a name for our goat. So if you have any suggestions for the name of this buck, let us know in the comments what you think we should name it. He's a registered full bore goat, so we have to come up with a name for the paperwork. Our other goats don't have any names, so if you have any suggestions for them too, let us know. Speaking of animals, I noticed some deer over in the garden this morning, so let's go see what they were up to. It looked like they were kind of over on the back side of the garden where we have a bunch of watermelon planted. So maybe they've gotten into some of the watermelon. I tried to film the deer. I was inside the house though, so I think the screen of the window probably blocked the view. But it looked like a couple does and then maybe a little baby with them as well. For the most part, I haven't seen any deer messing with the garden. We have a lot of fields around our house and they typically just stay in the fields and eat. I'm sure they're getting into the garden too at some point. I'm just not noticing it. There is a family of deer, at least that's the term we've been using, that hangs out right in front of our house almost every evening while we're eating dinner. So we'll sit at the table and just watch them. And it's kind of an unusual grouping that all hangs out together. It's a buck, a doe, and a fawn. We've been watching it since early in the summer, and it's the same 3 deer, at least it looks like it, all hanging out together. And that's just kind of unusual because I've never really seen a buck hang out with does and their babies before. So we call it the family of deer, and the kids always run to the window and say, "The family of deer's out front, Mom." And it's really cute. I think I might have a clip or 2 on my phone that I can put in here. May not be the best quality, but you'll get to see the little baby hanging out with its mom and dad. Here is the little family of deer. I wish I had a better zoom lens to show you up close. It looks like the deer were getting into our watermelon. This is where I saw them this morning. We also have a few tomatoes here that are pretty much died back. They could have been getting into too. We have plenty to share, so I'm not too upset about it. We really haven't struggled that much with any animal or pest getting into the garden, other than squash bugs. Squash bugs are always a nuisance. The sun is just so pretty on all these trees. It is just such a beautiful morning. My name's Cara, by the way, if you're new here. Welcome. Hi. Nice to meet you through YouTube anyway. Leave a comment below saying hello and introducing yourself. The garden is just so beautiful in every season. I love springtime in the garden and when everything's in its prime and blooming, but it's so beautiful here in the fall too, even when things are starting to die down and be done for the season. I think there's beauty in every season of the garden. It's so pretty. I think Lucy thinks the garden's beautiful too. She's always hanging out with me in here. The dahlias in the garden just look so pretty with all the fall leaves. The orange and pinks are so beautiful. There's one really vibrant tree right here behind the garden. I'm not sure what variety it is, but sometimes when the morning sun or the evening sun hits it, it looks like it's almost glowing. It's really pretty. It's one of my favorite trees on the property right now. I'm trying to be as intentional as possible in enjoying the garden and soaking up and enjoying all these flowers while we have them, because I know I will definitely miss them once winter arrives here. We're supposed to be getting our first frost here probably in the next week or two, and it'll be sad because I'm sure most of these flowers will just instantly die back. And then we'll put them all to bed for winter, and next year we'll plant these tubers again for all these dahlias and enjoy them next season. I feel like the garden is definitely a metaphor for life. You have to enjoy everything in its season. The garden is beautiful right now, but if I had this beauty all year round, I may not fully enjoy it as much as I do when I do have it, because we need that time of rest to realize what we're missing when summer and spring come around. I'm glad I planted a second planting of cosmos this year, because I've really enjoyed having this second flush of them in the garden. The cosmos I planted earlier in the season all died back, and this is the only cosmos I really have in the garden right now. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all.